Previously, on the next Internet Millionaire, the contestants started the day with a trip to the judgment room, where both teams discovered that their auctions lost money. Team All In's sports collectible auction was the biggest loser, and with Nico immune for the day, Laura was sent home while Jamie got to stay. The final 6 contestants went for a high-altitude hike where they tested their endurance, and all were awarded with hacker-safe immunity when they reached the top of the mountain. Then it was back to the complex where they were energized by Chris Jones, the CEO of Pepper Jam.
You have to have a positive attitude. Listen, that's a requisite to being able to get to the kind of energy level that you're going to need to have early in the morning, late night, if you want to be successful. When you approach anything in life, your experience will be different if you approach it with absolute certainty.
The afternoon was spent playing the Pepper Jam games, which tested their ability to play together as a team and pitted them against each other with many e-commerce chips on the line. Will we finally discover the true value of the e-commerce chips? And who will be the next contestant to fall as they get back to business? Stay tuned to find out on this episode of The Next Internet Millionaire. From the beginning of the game, a special currency called e-commerce chips have proven to be a valuable yet mysterious commodity for the contestants.
Small pouch containing 10 e-commerce chips. These chips have no cash value, but they will prove to be invaluable for one or more players in this competition.
Some chips have been spent to gain competitive advantages.
If you want to cut 5 minutes off the length of your presentation, I'll take 5 e-commerce chips from you right now. For 4 e-commerce chips, you may purchase sight unseen what is in this basket. For 10, you will be category featured.
Some chips were invested wisely.
Okay, 4 e-commerce chips, please.
Other chips were spent hastily.
I think front page listing for 20 e-commerce chips was a huge waste. Okay, 25, 26, 27, 28. Good.
28.
That'll do it.
Some chips were given for no reason at all.
Okay, it's up to you whether you decide to keep it for yourself or give it to one of your team members.
Other chips were given for more personal reasons.
Part of my plan was to give you each one of my chips anyway for being part of the team, because I'm here to serve and invest in you.
Jamie, she tried so hard. I gave her a chip because she was there overcoming her fears. She deserves something just for that effort.
There were some chip transactions that we didn't even have time to show, like buying extra words for their book titles, or ice packs to keep their popsicles cold. Many chips were given as rewards.
You also take the entire pot, 8 e-commerce chips. Congratulations, here's your e-commerce chip, and you will only need to answer 1 email. All right, congratulations all in. 3 e-commerce chips, you guys kept your eye on the ball, and you have been rewarded.
Still other chips found their way into side bets.
I just got an extra one because there's a super hot spicy sauce, and I'm not normally a spicy person, but he said if anybody could scoop 5 scoops of that into their plate and eat it all up and get chips.
And in the judgment room, many chips were passed on from one contestant to another.
Since you're no longer in the competition, you may keep your e-commerce chips, or you may give them to any player that is still in the game.
Well, I will give them to Nico.
I would like to give mine to Laura.
Laura, give her a big hug. You're rolling in it. There they go. You kind of knew that was coming. There they are. You decided to give them to Nico.
Yes.
Nico, you now have an additional stack of, it looks like, 10 or 11 more chips.
Little games of a chip going on, but typically more is better than less. And since this is a game about search engine marketing and e-commerce and things like that, something tells me it's good to have more e-commerce chips than fewer.
But the question remains, what is the ultimate value of an e-commerce chip? And who will benefit from them the most?
Good morning. I hope you have your research skills ready today, because we're going to be using an instant messenger application to determine how quickly you can find information on the internet. Each of your laptops is logged into an instant messenger account that we have created for you. I am the only buddy on each of your instant messenger accounts. When you send an instant message, it will come directly to me. This task is important because I expect my JV partners to be able to find information quickly. Okay, so the idea is to send me a link as quickly as possible. We will verify to make sure that you have sent a link that is correct. In some cases, just copying and pasting the answer will be sufficient. Last person in will be eliminated from this immunity competition. The first question is, what is the first sentence in Article 1, Section 3 of the Constitution of the United States? By the way, no looking at the screens behind me while we're doing this competition. Charles is checked in. Thor is checked in. And Nico is in.
Okay, time's up.
The 5 of you have answered correctly. Jason, I'm sorry you have not. Hang on just a moment though. We're going to give you an opportunity to stay in this competition. If you wish to stay in, you may pay 1 e-commerce chip and be in the next round. What would you like to do?
Yeah.
Heather will collect your e-commerce chip. Next question. Send me a link to a poem containing the word pork chops. Alessandra is checked in. Charles. Thor, very good. Nico is checked in. Jason, 1 e-commerce chip to stay in. Jason knows when to cut his losses. There are 5 remaining for the immunity challenge. How much did I pay for 1 hour of internet access at Heathrow Airport? Provide a link to a picture of a taxi with 1 wheel blown out. Show me a link to a picture of a flower made out of pennies.
The challenge was intense. I did not think it would be that draining, but halfway through it, I was sitting there like, this isn't a Google test. This is an endurance test because your heart's pounding. You're just waiting to string together the words in your mind so you can execute a Google search and get it off in time and get everything in.
Alessandra. Charles is checked in. Thor is checked in. Nico, that is incorrect. Charles is checked in. Leaves Jamie and Nico. Jamie is in. Nico, that is incorrect. Nico is last. Nico checks in incorrect. Alessandra, correct. Nico, incorrect. 2 more e-commerce chips.
Then you get that one stupid question that doesn't make any sense, and then you're screwed. So it just didn't seem like it would be logical to keep going because they kept losing that one time, but then everyone else had more chips, so they're just going to keep going and losing and losing. Like Nico used 20-something chips, and they're not going to use that against something like that.
Nico will stay in. We have collected 44 e-commerce chips during this competition. Jamie, correct. Nico, incorrect. Nico, that is correct. Thor, you are last.
Did you
Thor.
look at the board? Did you just look up there?
No, I just don't.
If you looked up at the thing and then looked down and wrote Alaska, I watched it.
I haven't.
I'm just asking you. You
No,
say
I
yes or
didn't.
no?
No.
Because you looked up and then saw and went like this and typed in no like that.
I didn't.
Okay, that's your
I've
choice.
gone through states in my head. So.
Nico, do you wish to stay in the competition?
That's it.
Nico's all out. We are now down to 2. Jamie and Thor. The question is, provide a link to a satellite photo showing the building that we are in right now. Yes, that is correct. Jamie has won immunity. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I was absolutely thrilled that Jamie won. Thrilled. The reason is we were down to the last 2 people. It was me or Jamie. And the little thing that no one else knows is we were both safe. We were both immune because we have an agreement. You can trade this immunity shirt anytime you want to. You don't have to do it before the challenge. You don't have to do it before the judges decide which team wins or loses. If I have the shirt and she's on the losing team, she gets it. If she's on the winning team and I'm on the losing team and she's got the shirt, I get it. That's the deal we had today. Whether we have it tomorrow or not, who knows? But that was a darn good feeling when it came down to the two of us. In fact, if you watch your footage, you might see a wink. So it was a good feeling.
I'm just saying, it's not so much me, but you know, like next time you point your finger at somebody across the table.
I'm ready to point fingers right back at myself.
You call me a liar. I mean, I've been in this competition. I think I've shown my integrity. I think I've shown my compassion. I've given up my immunity for somebody just because they were sick. It's not even somebody that I was, you know, in alliance with or close to. It had nothing to do with strategy. You know, it's just my compassion and my way. And for him to question me, I didn't have a problem with that, but for him to continue to harp and point at me across the table. I mean, asking something is something, but to continue to harp on it and physically point the finger across the table. I don't know if you realize.
No, I just, I didn't know I was pointing.
Yeah, it's like that, okay. Exactly like that.
Okay. So next time we'll do that.
Do that, that's much more politically correct.
After they'd cooled off from the heat of the morning's competition, it was back to the classroom where the contestants discovered the power of viral marketing from Mike Filsaime.
Once again, we are distinctly privileged to have with us a world-class internet marketer. Recently, he had over 125 people pay $5,000 for a weekend workshop with him. This is top dollar stuff you guys are about to learn. Most recently, he launched the 7-figure code, one of the most successful launches in all of internet marketing. Please join me and welcome to the next Internet Millionaire platform, Mr. Mike Filsaime.
Thank you very much. Okay guys, before we get started, I think it's important to note that whatever's going on in your mind right now, whether you're looking around at some of the other contestants and it's getting down to the last nitty-gritty and you're starting to wonder somewhere in the back of your mind, do I have what it takes to win this competition? If you truly believe that you can win it, then it's yours to win. Here's what we're going to cover. Viral marketing. How to create attention. Viral marketing is really just a form of word-of-mouth marketing on steroids. And when I started getting into viral marketing, that's when I started going from 40, 50, 60 opt-in members per day up to 200, 300, 400, 500, and now over 1,000 opt-in members per day coming through the network of sites that we have, primarily with the use of viral marketing. So that's what we're going to go over today.
Someone like Mike today, the biggest thing that I learned is Mike was selling used cars. He was a used car salesman, and he went from that to a new car salesman to a general manager of a number of dealerships, and then finally, boom, he broke big. They fired him because he wanted to start his own online business. They thought it was a threat, and they were probably right. It was, because look at him now.
You guys ever heard of Ron Paul?
Yes.
Who's Ron Paul?
He's running for president in 2008. He's
right.
A second-tier candidate.
Absolutely. What's interesting is Ron Paul, the person that you're seeing here, doesn't have the money people running in the Republican race have, or the Democratic race. But what he does have is he has a good message. And as you can see, what does he have right here on his site where the mouse is hovering over? He's using YouTube. And he's got MySpace, he's got Facebook, he's got Dig, Flickr. So even the presidential candidates are realizing, big time, that in order for us to get our message out, we're going to use viral marketing.
I really liked Mike. He was a great teacher, and I asked him for more of a personal critique, and I mean, he was really great, and he gave it to me. So that was good. He told me that he'd hire me any day, but if I really wanted to take this competition, that I really kind of needed to step up and be more decisive. And so that's my plan.
It's time for today's execution challenge. We're actually going to incorporate one of Mike's products into today's challenge. The product is called Instant Buzz. Your task for today is to come up with strategies that would bring instant buzz to a new market. You will then be responsible for creating a campaign to get the Instant Buzz toolbar in the hands of 1 million new users within a 30-day period. Not only will the winning team get immunity, but the winning team will also receive a complimentary copy of Mike Filsaime's 7-figure code and his butterfly marketing course.
Not only have I always looked up to Mike Filsaime as a person, but I love his products, and I've always wanted to.
The losing team, however, will not have rewards. In fact, the losing team will be joining myself, Mike, and Heather in the judgment room where somebody will be eliminated. Both teams, please stand. You have 15 seconds to choose your team captains. All in, who will be your team captain?
I will be.
Jamie, who's immune.
Well, it's a strategy. I mean, it's been done before that the person who's hacker safe takes the team leader position because often when a team fails, it tends to be the team leader gets pointed at. So that was a strategy we took.
Over here.
I will.
Jason Marshall stepping up as the team captain. Okay, you guys have 2 hours. You may go to your workspaces and begin now.
I've outlined about 12 different things that you want to keep in mind when you're creating a campaign and you want buzz. If you're conscious of these 12 things in your marketing, you can definitely create buzz in your marketing. I've done it over and over and over again.
This is wrong. I have to scroll down to click to install this? Why can't I just install it? Make a note, Jason. We need to put that install button at the top of the page and not the bottom.
Something that is new creates buzz, and it's very important to be new or perceived as new. When you're perceived as first in the marketplace, everybody else is a copycat. So even when they develop better technology than you still have the opportunity later, 3, 4, 5 months later, to copy that technology, and now you're still top of the game.
I like that idea about using outsourcing and stuff like that.
Open source.
Open sourcing. Emails, video messaging, audio, anything that's being sent is obviously going to have branding.
The toolbar is going to include the technology to do the capturing of.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be the easiest.
So something that's inspirational definitely gets people wanting to share the message. So it's very important that that there's a way to make it very easy for people to share the message, and we're going to get into that. It's called the delivery mechanism.
Have you guys ever done anything with giving any product away or giving prizes away?
No, never. 50% of what's going to win my influence. Target market you want to bring it to, and the wow factors we're going to provide them. And how can we benefit them? By having a toolbar on their desktop.
So in other words, have a product to talk about first, and then find a way to talk about it.
Innovative, controversial. I'm going to show you a case study where we use controversy and some of these other things in our marketing.
Currently, the only real estate being used on the bar is to allow them to get into the members area, and then they can access the community here or report an ad. There's a lot of real estate that can be used for other types of benefits within that target market.
All right, where's all those ideas that we came up with as far as the mock-up?
Edgy, humorous, heartwarming, taboo. These are things that you don't talk about, yet they, when people talk about them, they create a lot of buzz.
What if there was a temporary web page clipboard that survived in the browser cache that once you close the browser or exited or cleared it manually, whatever you'd like to do, it's gone, and you can always add those later.
If it was our team and it was between Jason, me, and Thor, I'd like to think that Thor would go over me because I think that I'm what Joel's looking for. If it's between Jason and me, hard call, I'm not quite sure. We both have strengths that we bring to the table, and I guess it would really depend on what Joel Comm's really looking for.
What I'm looking for in terms of a joint venture partner is not so much about the product they bring, but about the person. They've got to have that entrepreneurial flair. They've got to have that creative spark. They've got to have the drive and desire to succeed if they're going to work with me, because the partner is half the driving force behind making this work. Remember, this is not about a job. Nobody is offering anybody a job here. That's for the other shows. If somebody wants to work for some stuffy corporate suit, in answer to them, that's fine. I'm looking for a partner that's got the same type of entrepreneurial spark that I have.
When he makes a decision, he's probably got in his mind, who does he think would be a great JV partner? And that's who he would keep, and he would eliminate the other person, because everybody at this point, I think, is pulling their weight when they're presenting and coming up with ideas and working on the task at hand. If someone sees his ad and they're like, well, I didn't really think that, he's like, well, that's not an effective ad, I need to redo my ad.
And maybe there's some kind of reward that goes back to the advertiser, some free credits if enough people like your ad.
Secretive, engaging, anything that involves participation.
Yeah, so what if we just run all these bulletins or responses, or there's a new response video posted, you click the button, little drop down comes up and it has all the different things that you're signed up for, and then that's what's going to sell this toolbar. That's what's going to sell it.
Wow.
Suspenseful or anticipation marketing works very well, and those are the core things that when you're creating a campaign,
Creates more buzz, more hype, that people are able to interact more, customize it more.
It creates the ability for third parties to really run with the toolbar.
It's almost impossible to get all of those in there, but you definitely don't want to settle for 0 or just 1. You want to try to see as many of those things that you can put into your campaign to help create buzz.
So our market that we're looking at is our 16 to 29 YouTube generation market, which comprises 85% of them are internet users, and also the professionals that are from 30 to 45 years old. 84% of those are internet users.
We're going to use a video tutorial with bullet points, maybe a screen capture saying, this is how you set it up, this is how you use it, this is what this does, this is what this does, this is what happens when you use it this way. We have widgets like news feeds, weathers, sports, stocks, movie trailers. The second I got here, it seems like they branded me the YouTube guy. That's all I can do. I'm only capable of doing YouTube videos. And I think that was not a fair way to brand me. I mean, granted, Web 2.0, interactive with the users and all that wonderful stuff is where they need to be going now as far as, nobody reads pop-ups, everyone blocks those, nobody reads sales copies. Nobody reads spam emails. Nobody reads that stuff. It's useless. You have email, you have video, you have audio, then you have a multimedia tab, stocks, videos. You can drag and drop these and personalize them in a way that you feel more comfortable.
So one of the ways that we're suggesting marketing is the fact that you can have the ability to directly capture audio video messaging using the toolbar. It's a great way to communicate with your friends. But if you don't have the toolbar, you don't get to do the messaging. Our largest method of viral marketing, though, is going to be outsourcing the production of videos to top video producers. The video producers can create skits around the product, or they could just use the logo and the website at the end, and that would send so many people to your website.
I got totally lost on the slide with the demographics. And I'll just be honest with you, I still have no idea what you're telling me. I drop dead love the open source gadget. That would be, if there were a way for people to make, weather bugs and stuff like that that could plug right in.
I think there's some good ideas. I especially like the widget idea. If it can be personalized where the messages that go out with instant buzz are targeted to those users.
One of the things that we thought would be an awesome feature is an instant buzz button. If we can have one button that will grab everything from all of those social profile websites and bring it home in one spot, that's what the buzz button is going to do. Next up, we have the universal inbox button. What it's going to do is it's going to open up a new browser window that has your Hotmail, Gmail, Yahoo, all of your existing messages on the screen. The tell a friend button, this is huge. This is one of the integrated viral components of this toolbar. Every single challenge I'm labeled as the presenter. They say, Thor, what can I say? You're a great presenter. And I'm like, great, I don't think if you check the joint venture box, the word presenter shows up anywhere. Like, I need a joint venture presenter. I mean, it doesn't happen. So on one hand, you want to showcase different skills and different talents, but on the other hand, if you don't play your strengths in those challenges and win them, you have a better chance of getting eliminated. You click on this button and it's going to drop a field that says tell a friend, and you put in that friend's email address and you click send. They'll receive the email in their inbox as they always would. They'll click on the link, which doesn't take them directly to the content. It takes them to a web page that will detect whether or not this toolbar is installed. If it's not installed, they're directed to install the toolbar to view this wonderful content from a very trusted friend. There's going to be a pre-launch for this. The pre-launch itself is going to be a YouTube video contest.
The winner of the contest can be based on the number of views that video has been viewed. So me as a YouTuber, I've got to already make a viral video in order to get more people to see it, because I need more views, and that's how I win the contest. Now we're going into the launch, and that's the sweepstakes. Every 50 pages that you surf with this toolbar, you automatically have an entry sent in. Every friend that you promote this to and they surf 50 pages, you get an entry from them also.
The tell a friend about page was just like, wow, that is absolutely awesome. That was your golden nugget in the entire presentation to me.
The instant buzz button, I find the name for that button confusing. The one that you're calling the MySpace social networking, you're calling it the instant buzz button. I would think maybe calling it something like social might be a little less confusing.
You didn't tell me who the market was.
Target users of free online community services.
That's so broad. That's every forum, every member site. Alison, you didn't have any part in the presentation other than pushing the next arrow.
That was my decision as a team leader. In the time that it took her to create the PowerPoint and everything, I would have had to have educated her on certain points and just fitting her into the presentation.
I just want to say something on that. If she created the PowerPoints, why would you have to educate her on anything?
You two leave the stage, Allison. I'd like for you to stay for just a moment. And I'd like Nico, who we heard the least from on your team, to step up for just a moment. Nico, take just 30 seconds and shoot some holes in their concept.
I don't know that much technically about the thing with the tell a friend and stuff, but for some reason I think there's some violations in terms of services somewhere. And I can't say exactly what, but I just feel that way.
Thank you. Allison, shoot some holes.
It didn't grab me. It just, they said they're going to make it more interesting, and they said they were going to do viral marketing through these different videos. Well, if I was someone watching this video saying, well, go to this toolbar, it's yet another toolbar. What is it? Why would I want to use this toolbar?
My presentation skills were horrible, and I've been embarrassed by them the whole time. The on-stage presentation stuff. Because I'm much different if you sit down and talk to me and one-on-one or even in any kind of a setting. But I'm not a used car salesman. Thor Schrock and Jason, they can sell a used car. They tell you all about how great it is, even if it's not great. So, and me, I'm just kind of real. So I'm keeping it real.
You both did a good job. It's a difficult task, especially when you're under that type of pressure. But as my JV partner, there is going to be pressure. All in, I was confused as well as what Mike said with who the target was. I really like the widget creation concept. Would have liked to seen a cleaner PowerPoint, a little less confusing, but I did like it. Alessandra, I would have really liked to seen a little bit from you. I like the concept of several of the buttons, but I'm wondering functionally if it's going too broad. With that said, I think that this type of concept could, if you wanted to go that way, be an entirely new instant buzz. And because of that, we're going to give immunity tonight to Knuckle Sandwich. Congratulations. All in, I'm sorry to say you'll be joining us in the judgment room shortly. Jamie, you are immune. That means either Nico or Charles will be going home this evening.
Joel had us wondering whether we were going to win or not. He had some good critiques about both their team and our team, and I was a little bit concerned that if we lost, maybe perhaps I would be the one that was eliminated. So I was quite glad and relieved that we won. But I will learn for next time, because this is a competition, and down to 5 people, I am certainly going to make sure that despite what a team leader might say about it being best for the team, for me not to say anything, I'm certainly going to say something, and I'm not going to be quiet.
I've always assumed that, as an internet entrepreneur, you're trying to create something that you believe in to sell to somebody, to share with somebody, not something that you can just make money and sell it and just use that as leverage to sell another product. It seems just, I don't know, it seems just a little sneaky to me. I don't like that.
I and Charles Trippier are probably the only ones that have some sort of focus, something, a passion, something that we really, have an idea what we would want to do with internet marketing, as opposed to everybody else who's kind of like, I got this idea, but I don't really know what it is, They don't really know. I mean, Jason has Jesus, and if he wants to start internet marketing Jesus, I guess it's whatever. I'm spiritual, I just don't get that whole world, it's not me.
Okay, let's make an ebook, but the ebook's not really worth anything. It's just going to be plugging another thing. But we'll charge you for the ebook, but then we're going to upsell you another $1,000 and maybe a seminar telling you to make the ebook. And it's just a stupid circle. I love the internet, and I love the possibility of making a lot of money off the internet, but I don't like how people are going about it now. I don't like how it just seems to be like a sneaky little circle. And I would love to change that. I would love to be able to put like a product out there that I truly believe in, I can share with people. And yeah, I don't know.
How's it feel to be wearing that shirt tonight, Jamie?
It feels really good to be wearing this shirt tonight.
Which really brings it down to Nico and Charles. If you had to send one of them home tonight, which one would it be?
I mean, we were a really good team. I thought we put together a great presentation. I think it was a tough decision for you guys. I mean, I'm assuming it was.
It's getting tougher by the second, actually.
But overall, I would have to say Nico.
Why?
Nico did look up the statistics, which was something that you guys did criticize, but I mean...
Mike, you had some observations from the task.
You let these guys steal it from you. I felt you had the better ideas. I definitely would have bet on you before we went into this boardroom. Overconfidence might have gotten you. During launch time and crunch time, it's about squeezing 30 minutes into 20 and not about squeezing 20 into 30. And you had 10 more minutes to just go through it, one more place, find those weak spots, clean up that PowerPoint. Nico, you're better than what you've shown today. That's what I've been told. I've been watching you, second-guessing yourself all day long. If we lose, she has immunity, I'm up against Charles, and you've been defeated all day. And it was 50-50, coming down to the point where you and Alessandra came on stage and you choked. When your team lost, you were almost giving goodbye hugs and you've accepted defeat. Joel can't have a JV partner like that. I want you to believe right now that you still have a chance to win this competition because you got a long way to go. Tell me why you should stay and Charles should go.
Well, you know, I don't want to say Charles should go, but the reasons I should stay is that this is my peer group. I mean, these guys, all the guys that I've met are my age. I would integrate very cleanly with them. I'm a little unpolished. I've been in another country living for a long time, but I'm very creative. I have access to an unbelievable market that's virtually untapped. I think Charles and I are the only two that are left in this competition that have a passion and a vision and, you know, and something that if you ask me what would I JV with you today, I could rattle off 3 or 4 different things.
But you know, Nico, there can only be one winner, even when it all comes down. Why are you the strongest?
I'm a leader in many, many, many aspects outside of internet marketing. As a matter of fact, when we climbed the mountain yesterday, Joel gave me a stick and said, lead the way, you know, for the dangerous snakes out there. I showed compassion to Jamie when she was sick on the set. I gave up my immunity for her and risked my own thing in this game because I have such a compassion for the people that I work around and with me.
Charles, are you a one-trick pony? A one-trick pony. Is it all, is you know, the whole YouTube video thing, is this the sum? It's like if we end up doing a JV, is it gonna have to focus on that, or?
I can go broader. That's just a really good outlet right now. I believe that there's a lot of people watching and it's a very good opportunity. The whole social networking like foundation in general is just a really, like, because with emails and, you know, the list building and stuff like that, people don't usually read spammed emails and, you know, it goes right into junk mails and stuff like that. But there's another way to reach people through social networks. People are checking your MySpace more than they're checking emails. In some cases, I know I am. So I just right now, I mean, YouTube is just, you know, something that I believe it's really important as far as internet marketing. I mean,
well, while Nico had a poor showing today, I feel like he wants it. I think, you know, he's passionate about his market, and I feel like he wants it. Do you want it?
I want it. I wouldn't be here if I didn't want it.
Well, first of all, it was very polished what you were doing up there. It seemed like you were going along at a really good pace, and Mike and I both really expected you to just get up there and nail it. And it's funny that your preparation unraveled a bit, whereas their lack of preparation came together. It was really interesting to watch that.
This is the last question that I'll ask you, Charles. You got 30 seconds to sell Joel on why you should be saved today and Nico should go home.
Well, like I said before, I bring this alternative path. I'm not formally trained, so I'm not like set in these standard ways that you have to approach things. I'm able to adapt to situations. I'm able to foresee like different internet trends, and I'm able to jump on. And then I'm able, ever since I was younger, I've been able to figure out how I can make something better and get, you know, advertised. I've been advertising since I was younger without even knowing what I was really doing. So I believe that having this like this self-taught background, I'm able to bring this different perspective.
Jamie, I think you're pretty fortunate that you're wearing that shirt tonight. Because this is the second time that you've been a team leader, and the second time that you didn't lead your team to victory. You've left here to the judgment ring. Honestly, if you weren't wearing the shirt, this might be a lot easier tonight. But you are, you're hacker safe, you're immune. And this is a game, and I must choose between the men on your left and your right. Nico, you heard the song, you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. And this morning you kept ponying up chips, even though you kept losing the competition. And on one hand, that shows you're a player. You're serious. You're gonna get in there in this game and you're not gonna quit, which is something that's really important for a JV partner. On the other hand, you do have to know when enough's enough. Or else, if we're doing a partnership and we keep pouring money into something that's not working, then neither one of us win. And ever since then, you've been defeated today. When you gave the presentation, I felt you were defeated, and when you guys lost the task, you were already giving goodbye hugs. You can't quit. You can't give up. But Charles, I'm still not totally convinced that you really want it. And Nico, you're an incredible human being. I mean, you have done some truly amazing things, and you're right, you've probably experienced more of life, the good and the difficult, than probably anybody sitting at this table. But I gotta say, above all else, can't have somebody that is defeated as my JV partner. Nico, I'm sorry to tell you, you've been eliminated from the competition. One more thing. If you have any e-commerce chips, you need to put them on the table now.
Yeah, I don't have any.
You don't have any, okay? Therefore, you've got nothing to give to anybody else in the form of e-commerce chips. Thank you all very much. You may now exit the complex. Go.
You know what? I think the judges nailed it. Nico gave up. He fought really hard in the hacker safe because he said in the morning, like in the beginning of the day, if our team loses and we don't have, and the hacker safe is between one of us, then the other one's going home. So, you know, as soon as I won the hacker safe, he's basically said goodbye, and the judges called him on it, and I think that's really what made their decision.
You know, no surprises. I felt when Jamie won the immunity shirt today that we needed to win the challenge.
I kind of had a feeling that Nico was going to be eliminated. He wasn't his A game today, that's for sure. In the hacker safe challenge, he seemed a little bit shaky, and you know, they had to pick somebody. So Jamie was immune, so I knew it was either Charles or Nico, and so I knew there was a very good chance he's going to get picked.
I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident in my abilities. I've been through so much in life, you know, and I'm proud of what I've accomplished.
I always, from the beginning, thought Nico was going to be one of the toughest competitors. He still is in my mind, but I don't know, something happened. I watched him today in that first challenge begin to, and I don't know, I think strategy overcame him. I think he had a lot of strategy and just stopped being himself and started worrying about strategy too much. And I think it just got to him. I don't know, it looked like he just didn't have his A game. And today of all days wasn't the day to have that.
Nim is going to stay. He's going to be here the rest of the show. Because he's going to be entrusting him to Charles Trippy. Because he loves Charles Trippy just like everybody else loves Charles Trippy. But no, you know, all joking aside, Charles, I love you and you deserve it. You're a hell of a talent, you know, way beyond your years and much more than you even, you know, portray on YouTube. You know, he's got the goods, he brings the goods, so I know it.
I was able to get one of Nico's nice cigars that I promised in an earlier confessional here that I was never going to smoke, but tonight I think it'll be the right opportunity. Nico is a kind man. He has got a good heart. He genuinely does, and for the first time tonight, when he was eliminated and he knew he was going home, I saw Nico's heart. I saw his real heart without any strategy, without any manipulation going on. He's a kind man. Now, with that aside, he did come to win. We all came to win, but it was really frustrating for a while that a lot of people couldn't see that, you know, a lot of the stuff he was doing was just a strategy. So I saw it though. So he's gone now, I guess, and I'll miss him. He's a good guy, and I might take him up on that 3-day stay in Costa Rica. Get you, Nico.
The journey is the destination. Don't be in a rush to get to where you think you're going, because you're already there. It's just all the process. You know, live every day. You know, your health is the most important thing. Money is money. You know, it'll be made and lost. You know, in internet marketing, they tell you time is the most important thing, but in life, your health is the most important thing. Because without your health, you won't have any time or money.
So I did this site called Virtual WhatsApp, where you would be able to send a WhatsApp greeting card to someone else. It's still out there.
How do you just pick? How do you pick your product or the project that you're on, or the ones like if you have 10 projects, how do you pick which ones you want to do?
I thought it was like they were gonna use like a cop out that I'm too young or something like that, and they were gonna try to use that as something and hold it against me, which I think is utterly ridiculous. But they didn't, and then I'm here another day. I guess I gotta step it up a little bit more, but I'm here now, so.
Poor little Nim. They took Nim, they held him hostage, they abused him. Now he needs to be adopted to a good and loving home after the show. So you can come and you can talk to me on the Costa Rica Travel Channel.com, and if you want to adopt Nim, we'll take the highest adoption fee for Nim.
I'm glad you understand my problem that I need to have solved. I'm glad you have this product that solves it. And I'm happy to do business with you.
I find myself surprised by my judgment.
I wouldn't joint venture with the house end. Desire. Desire is first and foremost. Scheming and too much fakeness.
Oh, what have I done? Very few things that really grind on my nerves.
I can write a damn word.
The growth of the internet has led to more opportunities for prosperity than ever before. The myth of making money online from home in your pajamas is no longer a myth. The internet has made it a reality. Now, I invite you to become a part of this group of entrepreneurs by becoming a Next Internet Millionaire Insider. As a member, you'll receive your own internet business on CD-ROM shipped directly to your door. This CD is packed with video tutorials, instructional ebooks, website templates, and 64 products that you can begin selling online immediately. It has all the tools and resources you need to get your internet business up and running quickly. And as an insider, you'll have the ability to ask questions, participate in exclusive teleseminars, and receive access to a special members-only website. To learn more, go to www.nextinternetmillionaire.com and enter your name and email address in the form on the page. Thanks for watching The Next Internet Millionaire. I look forward to seeing you as an insider.
As your king, I will ask you now to do something I've never asked anyone to do. Join me on this adventure. Are you with me?
Alright, I got it.
Otherwise, I'm just going to sit back and enjoy a nice pork chop.
Pork chops.
Pork chop.
Pork chops.
Pork chop. It's going to be good.